So what is the Bennion Center? Um, Often referred to as the BC. So we're the community engagement hub at the U. There's a lot in that, what a community engagement hub is. Essentially, we connect students and faculty to community partners. And one big question that's always asked is, where are we located? We're in the University Union. The office is on the first floor, the west side of the building. If you leave the cafeteria, walk past the bathrooms, we're there at the end of the building. We will likely be mostly virtual this fall semester, but just so you know, it's oftentimes a question that's asked. The Bennion Center, we have a lot of options for students to engage with in terms of Bennion Center programs. This is brand new, essentially, kind of trying to communicate how people get involved in what we offer. So volunteer, travel, learn, live, and lead are good kind of category descriptors. So with that said, let's dig in there. We're going to be on the slide a lot, so buckle in. But BC programs based on interest and time commitment. If we start with volunteer opportunities, we've broken them down similar to what Ryan did in terms of time commitment. That seems to be the universal question, no matter what your interest is how much time is required. So on our one time, this is the easiest way to get started at the Bennion Center. We have what we call Service Corner. This is where it's a drop-in anytime you can volunteer to support a project. This last year, we did bags for beds, where you take recycled plastic bags and weave them into beds for people experiencing homelessness. We've done, we knit hats for adults and newborns, projects like that, looking at sewing masks, things more COVID related this fall. One update on the Service Corner is this year you can pick up projects and take them home and or stop by depending on where we're at with guidelines. But it could be a great opportunity just to kind of get your feet wet essentially. And it'll be at the Bennion Center office at the Student Union, but then also at the new CalArt Village housing, on-campus housing residential complex. The other one-time experience would be the first year experience, and this is brand new for the Bennion Center coming into this year. What this is meant to be is, like you mentioned, Shay, you're a transfer student. It's a first year to the U experience, so transfer students, people new to the Bennion Center, and first year students are all welcome. It's a monthly event-based program. Things include workshops, dialogues, service projects. A lot of our Saturday service projects will be incorporated in here. It's essentially kind of a cohort of peers to get involved in the community. So we're really excited about that. And within that, I mentioned the service projects coming up this fall. In September, we have our Legacy of Lowell Saturday service project. Registration is required. It's not open yet, and we're still determining how virtual it needs to be, but that would be something to mark, and make a mental note of that would be a great place to start there. Other volunteer opportunities broken out by academic year, community partnership programs. This is probably the largest Bennion Center program in terms of student participants and hours throughout the year. This is where students have the ability to partner with a community nonprofit or just organization in support of the community to take the lead and recruit volunteers to help support whatever that may be. And we could dig into that a little more if there are certain questions around that, which I know, Shay, I think you had a few of those. Utah Reads. This is a federal work study program. Essentially, you tutor grade school children at 9 elementary schools here in the Valley. It's a great opportunity to potentially earn work study money while also, helping the community. And then one thing I am proud of is the communications team. That's kind of my direct group within the Bennion Center, where we're looking for creatives, people that have skills or just an interest in a certain area. be it graphic design, video, photography, social media, etc. There's a number of positions there, and we are always open to volunteers coming in to offer a project or work with us on whatever we're doing. So now, next would be travel, which are essentially two programs that are both week-long. Alternative breaks is, April, how many have you gone on?
I've gone on about 11, and this is through different universities, not just the U. So, but yeah, it's my favorite opportunity. You can really connect with other students. And yeah, I started as a graduate student going on them, and I just love them. That's the best. You do community service, and then you bond with the group as well.
Awesome, thank you. You're an avid fan and loyal supporter of this program.
Yes.
So alternative breaks, what that is it's traditionally a week-long break for fall break and spring break. Given the environment for this fall semester, there won't be a week fall break, but there will be weekend breaks that are available, and just some information there, just kind of some pivoting given COVID. It's now called AB Light, and they're weekend long. Some benefits to this change would be there's no cost involved for students to participate this fall. Generally, there's a fee that there can be financial assistance provided in addition to that. But this year it is free. The dates are October 2nd to Sunday, October 4th, that weekend. Applications are required and are due, let's see here, Friday, August 28th. So you have a little time, but there is an application process. And these trips for this fall, it looks like there's 6 total. I won't read all of them, but they all focus on a kind of a cause-based travel to trip, if you will. Hunger and food justice, immigration, urban environmentalism, wildlife habitat conservation are just a handful there in terms of kind of based on interest you can join. Traditionally, this is where you get in a van with a group of students, you travel to a location somewhere along the West Coast, and then you come back being best for friends and transform for life. I hope that's experience, April. I've yet to go on one, but that seems to be the case. The other week-long travel opportunity here would be learning abroad. So there's 2 trips here, one to Cuba and one to Costa Rica. And they're generally both in the spring, over spring break or summer break. We had one planned for this fall, but we are gonna push that to spring. Now, number 3, learn. This is a good descriptor for what we offer here in terms of semester-based community engaged learning courses, otherwise known as CEL courses. So there's over 200 of these available, open to all majors. And what's really stressed here is kind of a experiential learning environment where you spend half the time in the classroom and then half the time working with a community partner around a specific need. This has been a really popular option. In addition to that, kind of the multi-year kind of time commitment would be a Bennion Scholars program where you apply your academic interests, all majors welcome, to identify a community need. There's a capstone project, diploma designation. This is kind of where you take your kind of personal and academic passions and kind of take it one step further. Generally speaking, it's around an 18-month, that's why we say multi-year timeframe to complete. But that's more of the kind of learning and academic side. And if you're still with me, everyone, we have Live here, number 4. The Bennion Center has 2 on-campus housing options, both obviously academic year. One is the service house, which is 12 residents at Officer Circle, where it's focused around community engagement. You get really close with this group of 12. Some things that I've heard that people love about it is multiple majors there, to where you get a lot of different perspectives. Another unique aspect of this housing option would be it can be a first year, a second, third, or fourth year student all living in the same area. So there's some mentorship. there's some guidance, and there's just, like I mentioned, kind of a lot of different perspectives. You kind of like a first year experience cohort, you kind of have a tighter knit group that supports different Bennion Center projects throughout the year. Again, brand new for this year, and not necessarily for current students, but the Gail Miller Community Engagement Tower. It's one of 3 towers at the new on-campus CalArt Village, where it's specifically for first-year students. And I guess lastly, this area of lead/leadership is an academic year experience. And this is kind of the glue that holds the Bennion Center together, if you will, in my opinion. Bennion Center student leaders, there's roughly 150 of them that are all a part of all the various programs that I've gone over, that I hope you're still with me to this point on. But applications for that would open in January, and your term would start at the end of spring semester through the following spring semester. So that's not available yet, but it's a great opportunity to get real kind of firsthand experience, make a lot of connections. People do it from all aspects and majors, if they're looking for a public service career or just want to, help with support the community. So I've heard a lot of stories around, I never would have received this internship. I'm so surprised I was given so much control and decision-making around how these programs operate, which has all led to just a really kind of career building experience. It's been awesome to hear. But with that said, I guess the big thing around all of this would be our website, bennioncenter.org, to get more information about all of these programs. In addition to that, kind of how to get involved with the Bennion Center from here would be to go to the website and click on our volunteer interest form, where you can select up to 3 programs that you're interested in, and someone from the Bennion Center will reach out to you. So it's a pretty straightforward process there, and we put the onus on us to reach out and follow up. Other things there, I guess, would be around potentially what opportunities are available in this COVID environment. We're updating all of our programs, kind of a fluid situation with a lot of our community partners into what's going to happen come this fall. So what we have been asking people to do, if you're interested in a certain program within the volunteer interest form, just submit your interest and we'll reach out to you and kind of go over what's the current situation, what are the opportunities. And we don't want to shut down any programs. We want to keep them going, but we'll definitely be in touch to kind of communicate what the current status and where they can fit into that is at this time. But yeah, April, I guess any questions based on that? I know it was a lot on one slide. There's a lot at the Bennion Center. And in addition to that, we work with a number of, community members, organizations, if you will, to post their requests and needs as well. So, we're hoping to be the hub for all community and or university volunteer opportunities, not just specifically Bennion Center programs. So that's the spiel of the Bennion Center, and I'm happy to answer any questions I can.